Death. The one thing that all living beings have in common, and yet it remains the greatest mystery of life. From the moment we are born, we are on an inevitable path toward death. And every culture, religion, and philosophy has its own ideas about what happens when we die. But what is death really? Is it the end of everything? Or is it just another step in the cycle of existence? For millennia, cultures around the world have grappled with the meaning of death. Ancient Egyptians saw death as the start of a journey to the afterlife, where the soul was judged and, if worthy, welcomed into a paradise. For the Mayans, death was a gateway to a spiritual plane, where ancestors resided, guiding the living. These interpretations gave death purpose, something beyond just an end. In these early societies, death was deeply intertwined with the belief in the soul and the afterlife. The dead weren't truly gone. They simply moved on to another realm, another existence. While our understanding of death has evolved with science, the questions remain the same. Is there something more? Does consciousness continue after our bodies cease to function? Science has a more straightforward answer. Death is the irreversible cessation of all biological functions that sustain an organism. When cells die, they break down and the body returns to the earth. It's part of a natural cycle, essential for life to continue. But even within this scientific explanation, there are mysteries. From the perspective of nature, death is not an end, it is transformation. The matter in our bodies feeds the earth, allowing new life to emerge. In this sense, death is a part of life's renewal. But what about our minds, our thoughts, memories, and experiences? Do they simply vanish into the void? There are many people who have faced death and returned to tell stories of their near-death experiences. Moments when they were clinically dead, yet felt conscious, aware, and alive in some other realm. These experiences often include feelings of peace, encounters with bright light, or even meeting deceased loved ones. But are these real glimpses of what comes after, or simply the brain's last attempts to make sense of the dying process? Scientists and researchers have long debated whether near-death experiences are physiological responses, brain activity that continues even after the heart stops, or if they represent something more, something beyond our physical world. While science leans toward the idea that near-death experiences are simply the brain's final burst of activity, there's no denying the powerful effect these experiences have on those who live through them. Many people who have had near-death experience report a deep sense of peace and a shift in their understanding of life and death. Throughout history, philosophers have debated the nature of death. Plato believed that death freed the soul from the body, allowing it to achieve true knowledge. Meanwhile, existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre viewed death as the ultimate reminder of life's meaninglessness, forcing us to create our own purpose. For some, death gives life meaning. Because our time is finite, it pushes us to live fully, to find significance in every moment. Others view death as the great equalizer. No matter our achievements or status, we all meet the same end. Many belief systems around the world reject the idea that death is the end. Instead, they view it as part of a cycle. Birth, death, and rebirth. Reincarnation, The belief that our souls are reborn into new bodies has been a cornerstone of Hinduism, Buddhism, and many indigenous traditions for thousands of years. In these traditions, death is not a termination, but a transformation. The soul, or Atman, is believed to move through different bodies, learning lessons with each new life until it achieves enlightenment and escapes the cycle of samsara, the cycle of death and rebirth. But reincarnation isn't limited to religious belief. Some people claim to have vivid memories of past lives, describing places, people, and events they couldn't possibly have known about. Are these memories evidence of reincarnation, or simply the workings of an active imagination? In today's world, death is often viewed with fear and avoidance. In many cultures, we shy away from talking about death, preferring to focus on prolonging life. But in others, like in parts of Mexico, where Dia de los Muertos is celebrated, death is honored as a part of life's cycle, a way to reconnect with lost loved ones. Whether through celebration or solemn reflection, each culture finds its own way to cope with the inevitable. Death is both deeply personal and universal, a shared experience that we all must face, yet one that feels profoundly individual. So what is death? Is it the end? A transformation? A journey to another realm? Or is it, as some believe, just the beginning of something else? The truth is, we may never know for certain. What we do know is that death shapes how we live, how we love, how we create, and how we seek meaning in our time here. In the episodes to come, we'll explore different perspectives and beliefs on death, from ancient cultures to modern science, to uncover how this ultimate mystery continues to shape the human experience.